I'm quite surprised with the number of reactions that we received after I unboxed this Asus EPC the other day. And a lot of people are certainly jealous that I have one, but they shouldn't really be jealous because it's relatively affordable, at least as far as notebook computers are concerned in terms of what you get, and specifically at this size. But I got an email from Gordon Chen that I thought was quite interesting, certainly thought-provoking. And he wrote, I just watched your Asus EPC review, the one that I did on CNN.com. He says it costs $400. Have you ever compared it to the iPod Touch? You might be wondering how they could possibly be comparable. Well, you said the E is used for basic stuff such as the internet. The iPod Touch must be the only device I own that I felt was worth every penny. Usually I don't email blogs, but this is the first time since I love the product and seeing your review, I can see the iPod Touch being better than the Asus EPC. When in China, I found out an unintentional usage for my iPod Touch. It's a mini computer. When I got homesick, I visited the rural areas and did not speak the native language, so I got lonely sometimes. I'd find a Wi-Fi hotspot and surf the web with my iPod Touch. I'd also email, check MySpace, and say hi to friends. Even at home, when I'm eating chips or drinking beer, I can lean back at my sofa and surf the web as opposed to walking to my laptop. I know this sounds lazy, but it's very natural. Even when I visit my friends' houses, I don't have to kick them out of their computer just to use the internet, which is rude sometimes. Rude sometimes? I just pop out my iPod Touch and surf away without making any inconvenience for my friends. Hopefully you can compare the two based on what you said on the review and nothing else such as editing Excel file or Word docs, which I think it's rumored it might have that capability in the future. I think the iPod Touch is actually a better alternative for bare bones operation. It's also smaller and cheaper, and the OS takes little space so you can store movies if you're traveling. Thanks for your time reading this email. Oh, it's actually, now that I think about it, this isn't an iPod Touch. This is an iPhone. It's an 8 gig iPhone, and this is a 4 gig PC. I don't know. This is tricky. I think the future of portable computing is probably more wrapped up in this device more than this type of device. For one reason, this fits in your pocket, and this kind of fits in your pocket, but it was designed for different reasons. It's got a full-on keyboard. It's got a full-on screen. It's running, this one happens to be running Windows, so you could run Windows apps on top of it, provided you have enough space. But what do you really need from a portable computer? Well, you need to be able to check your email, surf the web, maybe some document editing, certainly some document viewing. And if that's the case, gosh, now that I think about it, that's quite a compelling case. I see a wider proliferation of devices like these because of their size, their speed. They're going to be able to do everything you'd need them to do. And then pretty soon, Apple will be enabling an entire software ecosystem through which third-party developers can create applications to run atop this particular product. Well, at least their entry in the mobile marketplace. This is a difficult question to answer, but I think it's a really good, solid thought. You know, if you had a choice in terms of doing those basic things, surfing the web, checking your email, what do you need? Do you need a full-on laptop, notebook PC, you know, with a keyboard and a mouse and a screen, a full-on desktop operating system? Or all you need is something like this? I guess that decision's up to you, but I can tell you this. I don't go anywhere without my phone. And this, you know, I really haven't used outside the house at this point. Not because it doesn't work, just because I, you know, am usually carrying this, as long as I'm not dropping it, or mishandling it. This is a computer. The web browser on here is pretty much the same kind of web browser I get in OS X on a desktop machine. It certainly works a hell of a lot better than Pocket IE ever did, or could probably ever hope to do. I'm going to have to think about this one. But I think he's bringing up some very, 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 very good points. Smaller, cheaper, speed-wise, probably comparable. This definitely has more capacity than this. I don't know if that's necessarily a shortcoming. It's just a different type of product. But what would you use? What do you need more? What is going to be more practical for your situation? When would you use this versus this? Or why? Or would you use that versus that? I'm just curious to your thoughts on the matter. Do you think it's a fair comparison to, let's say, throw the iPod Touch or the iPhone up against the ePC? I mean, price, size, compatibility, storage options, software options. Wow, it's a really good question. So, I don't know. I know if given the choice between the two, it just depends on what I was going to do, but I don't go anywhere without my phone. What about you? Let me know what you think. My email address is chris@pirillo.com. What do you think of what Gordon wrote here? You know, are you in the same boat? Or had you considered this particular scenario before? You're also welcome to swing by our chat room, which is open pretty much all the time. People are asking me not only about my choice for hardware in terms of computers, but also in terms of portable hardware. Well, wait, this is portable as this is portable. This is a computer, but yeah, this is, I guess, a computer too. This is a computer. This is a computer. Food for thought. Anyway, stop by the chat room if you want to just chat it up, talk about some hardware, software, you know, you want to ask questions, you want to answer questions, we welcome you either way. And we're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at live.pirillo.com. We'll see you later.